We start with the Bucks and the Knicks from the Garden. They just played Saturday. How bizarre. And the Bucks ran them out. This was like, I look up, it's like 22-20, 5 minutes into the game. But Milwaukee's hot. They've won 7 in a row, Matt. 12 of 14 and 17 of 20. They're now 22-7. Freak said, give it time, we're going to gel. And they've been great offensively. They are number 4 in pace. The Knicks are 27th in pace. You see a 241.5 the total. Milwaukee's going to dictate pace. They are number 3 in offensive efficiency. I just don't know what the Knicks can do. They're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to be a top 6 seed, but they're just not on the level of a Philly, a Milwaukee, or a Boston. They're going to have to make a big trade. And I don't know. It's just they're a good team, but they're not going to go anywhere playoff time.
That's the same story with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And they just can't get to the next level. They're good enough to make the playoffs, not good enough to do a whole lot when they get there. Need a little bit more scoring firepower. You know, I think you got a couple guys you can go to when you need a bucket and you need several buckets. Somebody who can carry the team offensively, but just not enough firepower. You look at the Bucks; they've got plenty of firepower. I don't know if the Bucks have enough defense. When you get to the playoffs and you got to get stops and you got to win games with your defense, that's the Bucks' weakness. Is their guards are not that great defensively. But right now, those sort of issues don't crop up much in the regular season. When you get to the playoffs, you're going to see that a little bit more when you need defensive stops. Right now, the Bucks, like you said, have won 7 in a row, and they look unstoppable. I thought, early in the season, too many people panicked when the Bucks were not covering. What, they failed to cover 10 games in a row, and there was a lot of talk about how this was going to fail with Lillard. You have to give, in basketball, you have to give the team time to develop chemistry and to come together, and I think that's what you're seeing now with the Bucks. As far as today's game, we're going to talk with Doug Kazarian in the final hour, get his opinion on this. I don't know if I would lay this forward with the Bucks on the road today.
It was easy Saturday.
I know. May not be easy today, though.
All right. The great card today. Great card. Denver is 7 at home to the Warriors. 234.5 the total. The Warriors are the 10 seed. They're a game over 500. And the only reason they're over 500 now is because they have an easy schedule the last couple of days. So they didn't do the champs any favors.
They did beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
They won 5 in a row. Believe it or not, they've got the longest winning streak of any team in the West right now, and the second longest win streak in the association. The Warriors at 5
right?
have
Wow.
5 games.
That's
Bucks have the longest at 7, and the Warriors second at 5. Well, and that was after a lot of people just throwing dirt on the Warriors, Charles Barkley and the TNT crew. Yeah, I understand. They look old. They look slower. It looks like their time is up. Mm-hmm. Draymond Green's been a constant headache.
No size, Matt, and they're sloppy with the ball.
But they're winning these games without Draymond, too. I think that's a big positive.
Let me look at what they are right now. To make the playoffs, they're only $1.30. How about that? So I could only look at the champs here at home. And big performance from the Nuggets. The third game.
How about Jokic? Nikola Jokic. He can roll out of bed and put up a triple-double.
I know.
It's remarkable what this guy does. I still don't think he's getting enough credit. It's the best basketball player in the world right now.
Yep. The Lakers. AD called it a must-win. They delivered. LeBron had a big performance on the road against the Thunder. They said commitment to defense. They benched Russell, and they got the win against the Thunder. The Celtics, 22-6, lane 3 in Los Angeles. What a matchup here. And the Lakers, $1.80, only $1.80 to make the playoffs. They are 16-14 as they have stumbled since winning the in-season tournament out here. But it was a big win Saturday that they had to have.
Yeah, oh yeah. I would have benched Russell a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think it took too long to make that move. Best records in the NBA, Boston and who? Who's tied with Boston for the best record in the association?
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Who are the favorites
to
get the
that?
How about that?
Yeah.
I got 66-1.
Do you?
And 5-1 to win the division. They are the favorites to have the 1 seed in the West, which again it speaks to how great the menu is and everything offered at DraftKings, and people are buying in. Tough one here, but what a performance by the Celtics Saturday. They buried no Kawhi.
Yeah.
Kawhi didn't play, but that was over early, and they did whatever they wanted offensively, the last two games actually, to blow out Sacramento and then take out the Clippers, no problem. So great matchup here. And then the Heat are 3 and 225 at home to Philly. This is a joke with Embiid. He's not no Embiid. Now Howard Eskin is reporting Embiid didn't want to go and wanted no part of Miami here on Christmas. And he asked to take the private plane back so he could come home, and now he's claiming some injury when he said he got hurt, but he played. He didn't come out of the game, and I don't know. It's always something with this guy. In any event.
Well, his numbers recently have been remarkable.
No doubt. A great talent.
His production on the floor has been phenomenal. But, yeah, when you become a diva like this and start to try to dictate too many terms of whether you're going to play and how you're going to travel, this kind of smells like the James Harden situation in Houston.
Well, he doesn't play in Denver either. That's another thing.
Well, I'm not going to play tonight. Don't feel like playing.
Yeah,
tonight.
right. I know.
That's one thing that turns people off about the NBA right now.
They're hot. They've won 8 of 10 as well.
I think I would kind of, you say hot, I'd probably go with the Heat.
Would you?
I think I would go with the Heat in this game.
Okay. Looking at the numbers, Philly's number 2 in offensive efficiency. They're number 3 in defensive efficiency. And Miami is 26th in pace. Miami 17 and 12 on the season. And the last game, this is a debacle. The Suns are laying 4.5 against Dallas. 237.5 the total. The Suns are 500. They've lost 7 of 10. So you made these moves to get Beal, but you have no depth, and now Beal's always hurt, and they can't stay. They lose to Sacramento. They lost to Portland. They are a 500 team. This is nuts what's going on in Phoenix.
It's a marathon, not a sprint in the NBA. And the thing is, Bradley Beal didn't play for, the first month and a half?
Well, they have no depth, I know, yeah. Big problem.
Don't have much of a bench.
I mean, the big three have been on the floor for like 24 minutes. That's it. 27 minutes.
I'm not buying the Suns in the long run. I'm not talking about handicapping today's game specifically, but I have not been a Suns guy. I didn't think this was going to work. And then on the flip side, I didn't think that Luka and Kyrie was going to work in Dallas either.
Yeah.
At what point is Luka Doncic going to win MVP?
I know that's a tough call this year. I think Suns are still minus 280 to make the playoffs, though.
Right.
But
they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, but 500 on the season. Again, updated numbers at DraftKings.
So you got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Your goal should not be to make the playoffs.
No, I know. But I'm with you, though, too. I mean, they were going to lose that series last year if Kawhi Leonard didn't get hurt.
Sure.
And then Denver took them apart in the Game 6 and blew them out.
Yep.
So that you're talking about an organization here that has been demoralized and just embarrassed in their final playoff game as well. Also tomorrow, I have to mention this. The Pistons are playing the Nets again. They're going for the record. If the Pistons lose tomorrow, they set the single-season record for longest losing streak. At DraftKings, they're minus $5 to have the worst record. And their next win prop is up. It's plus 195 to beat the Nets. They're at home. All these teams are listed. When will the Pistons get their next win? And then if they lose this, then the all-time record is 28 in a row by the Sixers. So that's in play as well as they lost by 12 on Saturday.
We're going to talk with Doug Kazarian in the final hour. He told me he made a pretty good-sized bet on the Pistons adjusted win total under 9.5.
Really?
For the season.
At what point? It was 5-1 set. Did he get 12 or 10?
A week and a half ago.
He did.
Something like that.
Wow.
Paul, how about this DraftKings prop today? I know you like things like this. Any game to go to overtime of the 5 in the association, would you take the plus 180?
No, I take the no.
Okay.
Also, I would take the no on to win by 30-plus points as well. I like the sharing is caring, though. That doesn't seem that difficult, right? Every starter to have an assist in all 5 games?
It's not going to happen.
Okay. Okay. You shot that down.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.